All right, for the next spotlight from Portal42, it is my pleasure to bring to the stage founder Quentin Forgues. Let's have a round of applause and a warm welcome for Quentin.
Hello. My name is Quentin Forgues, and I'm the founder of Portal42. We're the largest Michigan-based seed-to-sale software solution operating in 1 in 3 of all open facilities in Michigan and currently processing nearly 3 million transactions to date. So our story began back in October of 2014. And it's hard to believe looking back now that it's been 5 years, but it's also been amazing to see what the industry has become over those same 5 years. It started out where I was working alongside a friend who opened a dispensary right here in Detroit around that time. And during that time, there weren't any defined laws as far as what a provisioning center was or what the requirements were. So they basically just kind of popped up on all the different corners until eventually, in its peak, Detroit alone had 211 provisioning centers. And that's the environment that we were baptized into. Now, I didn't know much about cannabis at that time. I just knew that it was the future, and I knew that I wanted to be a part of it. And it didn't take much time working alongside my friend before I realized that the software that he was using to run his business was very inadequate. And I knew this because I had created software in the past to help businesses become more effective, including the Easy Qualifier tool that United Shore still uses today. So the only real options for really any facilities at that time were a really underserviced software or paper and pen. And so being a software developer and seeing someone in a business using paper and pen, it was almost like a personal responsibility of mine, I felt, to basically do anything I could to help them become more efficient, bring them into the modern world. And I didn't see any real reason for them to be penalized just because they were in the cannabis space. So it started off where we built a simple inventory management tool so that my friend didn't have to write down the weights of his flower jars at the end of each day and then do the math to figure out how much he had sold. And that eventually got to our very first paying customer, which wanted to use the check-in system so that we could actually record check-ins electronically, as opposed to writing down the names on a notebook of the 250 patients that they saw every day. Now, right after that, we actually got our first customer who was going to use the full point-of-sale capabilities of the software. And even though we didn't know it at the time, they were actually the largest dispensary by volume in Detroit. And this helped us a bunch. So we actually became really good at refining the program. And anything that we did, we had to make it faster. We had to make it more efficient. And it got to the point where eventually refining just became our constant. And we even began refining our offerings in the form of hardware and services and features to solve customers' problems that they were having and helping them to maximize their potential. So rapidly, this commitment to problem solving actually led us to morph from a basic point of sale to a full ERP solution for any cannabis facility. And we've grown organically and exponentially in part due to the commitment to our customers and the relationships that we built with them and maintained over this short time. Now, this also helped build our reputation to where we have expanded into several other states just from referral alone. Now, our vision from day one was to be the best solution for Michigan facilities when it came to choosing a technology partner for their cannabis venture. And now, we are looking for a partner to continue our own cannabis venture. We're looking for someone who shares that same passion for the industry and for creating the best solution for cannabis facilities in Michigan and beyond. You know, if you'd have asked me back in 2014, I wouldn't have believed that only 5 years later that we'd be on the verge of some form of national legalization, but here we are. And Michigan, I've always felt this, can be the leader in the East Coast, the way that Colorado has been for the entire industry. And Portal42 wants to be a major part of that realization. And I believe we can do that, especially with your help and the help of your team. Thank you for your time.